You know, I've been in this chair for a long time, and in many ways it seems like second nature, but then believe it or not, there's times where in the middle of the night I'd be wide awake and I'll look over at my chair and it'll seem like it just happened. So yeah, so in some ways it's like second nature, and other ways my desire to be back on my feet is so great that it almost seems strange to me to be in a chair. So maybe it has a lot to do with the fact that as a child growing up, I was involved in athletics for so long that that's just the way my mind is sort of wired, and so I'm not really comfortable being in a chair. But this is a situation that I'm in, and obviously I'm trying to make the best of it, so I'm just doing my best. I'll never forget the day because it was September 5th of 1983. It was Labor Day, and I was just 20 years old. And at the time, I was motocrossing. I was out practicing, and I was setting up my suspension and went off of a jump, and I looped it. Looping is, in a sense, is when the bike starts to come back on you as I'm sailing through the air. Pushed the bike away from me. I landed on the ground very hard, and from the compression, it popped or shattered my 12th thoracic vertebrae. Bone chips went into my spinal cord, and that, of course, instantly paralyzed me. And so it was a very tragic day for me, a very traumatic day for me. So that's basically how I became paralyzed. I first got into weightlifting, bodybuilding a couple of years after my injury. A friend of mine introduced me to the gym, took him up on the offer, instantly fell in love with it because I realized the great benefits from it. It was, in a sense, therapy for myself. About 5 or 6 years into it, made significant changes to my physique, and my friends from the gym encouraged me to do a show, and I kind of took them up on the offer eventually and went up prepared for it, got up on stage, did my thing, and recognized the adulation you got from the audience, and just fell in love with being acknowledged for all your hard work, and that was kind of the beginning of my bodybuilding career. I never in my life thought that I would become a four-time national champion. It was the farthest thing from my mind. When I first started competing and actually went to my first national show, I was only expecting just to do well. I wasn't expecting even to win. So to win was quite a surprise for me. If you had asked me back then if I could potentially be a four-time national champion, I probably would have laughed in your face and said, "No way." There's so much good competition out there. So no, never expected it. It makes the prize even that much better because I never ever expected it. I decided to go for a 5th title because I felt that tug again. The last time I was on stage competing was in 2004, and I tell you, competing is like an addiction. And when you do it, because it's so much work preparing for a competition, more so than just going to the gym and training. I mean, it's a part of dieting. It's about doing all the right things, and it's a long process. And so after you get done with the show, competition, you say, okay, I'm done for a while. But then after some time, you feel that that pull again, and it's calling you. It's saying, I want you again. I want you to be on stage competing again. And it's getting back to the fact that I've always been a high achiever, and I always want to challenge myself, and I always want to tell myself that I'm good enough, that I'm still capable of achieving great things for myself. So I decided to go after my 5th national title just because I was starting to feel all these right things again. The synergy was just right, and it was calling me back. And so I thought, do it now. Do it now before you get too old, before you can't do it. So I'm going for it, and my aim is to win it for a 5th time. If what I'm doing can inspire others to go out there and to do something positive and great about their own lives, to get them off the couch and to really take charge about their health and fitness, then I know that I've done something really good for them, but I've also doing something, in a sense, good for me too, because I know that this is not just in vain, that I'm actually experiencing the fruits of my own labor, not only physically, but I'm also touching other people's lives almost in an indirect way. And that puts a great smile on my face, because I know that I've made a difference in the lives of others as well too.